I'm not gonna lie to you. Never did I think I would have to make this video. Ever. But uh okay, so let me first off elaborate on the fact that I've done these rankings before. I've ranked characters in Mass Effect. Never have ranked any other characters from any other series, but I have done this for Mass Effect. Not on YouTube, but on my TikTok. Um, just like kind of rating characters based off of who I love the most to who I love the least. Never put them in like, tiers like this, but it's more so been like number one, two, three, four, five, six. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, those characters have consisted of just squad mates. So I guess I've never really been able to give my opinion on certain characters, like Kelly Chambers or Trainer or even Hackett over here. I guess until now. But on my TikTok, I had a bunch of comments like, "Oh man, you know, I see you rated these characters in Mass Effect 3. You rated all these characters so highly, but what about Morden? What about Legion?" I'm like, bro, they weren't squad mates in Mass Effect 3. I've already left a rating. I literally rated Morden like top 3 in Mass Effect 2. But I guess since I'm done with Mass Effect 3, I figure why not go ahead and just make the ranking anyway, put it on YouTube. Maybe we'll just go ahead and post it to TikTok like right after. You know what I'm saying? I like edit little snippets of it so people stop asking. You know what I'm saying? So people they don't think I dislike a character when in reality I really love that character. Um, so I guess we're gonna start off with this. Yeah, I'm just not used to doing this kind of stuff, but a lot of these characters, as you see, I put a don't remember thing because I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like I should know who this is, but I don't remember who this is. Like he looks familiar. Same thing with this guy. I don't recognize this guy. Everybody else I recognize so far. I haven't really looked too far into this list yet. But these two guys I don't remember, so I'm just gonna start off right off the bat and put them in don't remember. I really wish I remember them. This guy is super familiar though. So if you can just comment who he is, but like I don't remember. So starting off, we have both of our wait, is oh my god, he's here too. Presley's on here too. Alright, so we have our trio right here. These three all do the same job. I mean, I'll go one by one actually, and then we'll just move on. First off, we have Kelly Chambers. Now, this is gonna seem kind of iffy. If you watch my playthrough, you know that I did not pursue a romantic relationship with Kelly. It just didn't happen. Kelly's nice. She's not annoying or anything. I did let her die though. I know that you could save her in Mass Effect 2, but unfortunately, I really wanted to do I don't even know what I did, bro. I pursued something with Legion, and I guess that cost her life. And I didn't realize there was like really like a timer, but like I felt like there was. But unfortunately, she died during the attack on the collector base. So unfortunately, I didn't get to see much of Kelly in Mass Effect 3, so I don't really know what she was like. But I guess this is just going off of my playthrough. Kelly in Mass Effect 2 was super likable. Um, she obviously was helpful in her job of just letting me know when people needed to talk to me, when I can start up loyalty missions and all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, my one gripe that I had with Kelly was her whole little like thing anytime you recruited a teammate or talked to a teammate, where she would just kind of go on like a rant about how attractive they are. Like, I don't know if it was Garrus or Thane, but she said about something about how like, oh, I just want to hold him so close and tell him it'll be alright. I'm like, okay. And she would like constantly flirt with me, and then there was also the whole thing of like Shepard being able to flirt with her too. I don't know, man. It just kind of felt weird. It felt like the writers just wanted someone to be really encouraging of you to pursue someone. I don't know, man. She's an all right character though. She's not an S tier and A tier. I'm gonna give her honestly a B tier because she doesn't do anything wrong, but a majority of her story consists of just being on the Normandy. That's kind of it, and then also just talking about who wants to talk to you and all that. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Kelly gets absolutely demolished by Trainer. Seriously, she does. Trainer does everything that Kelly Chambers does, but better. Like she actually has a much more out in the world role when you're doing the Citadel DLC. You know, she's actually being able to help out with you, getting back onto Normandy when you're fighting your Shepard clone. Um, she's funny. She has like a little bit of a personality going on with her. The whole thing with her and Edie, and her being attracted to Edie, was just really weird. But I did like it. It was kind of goofy and funny. Um, she's definitely one of my favorite out of the three between Kelly, her, and Presley. Unfortunately, well, I'll get to Presley when we get to Presley. But yeah, um, Trainer, I really do like her character a lot. Even though, of course, yeah, she kind of just fills the role that Kelly would have had if she joined the Normandy. Uh, as to where I put her, I don't want to put too many people in A tier. That's the thing. I'm gonna put her in B tier, and I'm gonna go ahead and like redo all of these again. But for right now, we're just gonna put we're gonna put we're gonna put her ahead. Look, bro, Trainer is just the much more mature but comedic version of Kelly, in my opinion. I'm sorry. Arya, okay. Arya is a character that I didn't really feel too much in Mass Effect 2. But Mass Effect 3, she kind of did grow on me, especially doing the Omega DLC. When you meet Arya in Mass Effect 2, she kind of comes off as like this just like dictator, kind of like, I'm in charge, nobody can tell me what to do, I'm a boss, you know what I'm saying? Like she can't be trusted to do good things for people, but like, you know, she's not bad. In my opinion, I'm trying to think. Like, I mean, I actually do like her character. She's pretty. She kind of comes around. We get more like in depth with her character in Mass Effect 3's Citadel DLC, or not Citadel DLC, her the Omega DLC, and finding out that she had this lover, who by the way was a female Turian, which is the only female Turian that we ever see, besides the one that flirts with Garrus in the Citadel DLC, and then, well, I guess yeah, a whole bunch of female Turians in Andromeda. Yeah, she's good. She's a good character. I'm gonna give her a B. I'll reorganize this later. I'm gonna give her a B for right now. She's a pretty solid character. Now Hackett. Hackett is my dog. I'm trying to think. I mean, honestly, the thing with Hackett is he's kind of always there for you. Not gonna lie to you. Hackett is always there for you. He is always checking in on you, giving you assignments that would prove helpful towards humanity or just the alliance in general. He will always stand up for you. I know he stuck up for me when I blew up that whole, what was it, like system full of Batarians. He was there for me. He also gives good speeches as well. I'm not gonna lie. Like all in Mass Effect 3, he gives like really good speeches, and I love hearing his voice whenever he wants to call with me. So I love him for that. Between him and Anderson, yeah, they're just like the homies for real. So I do like Hackett a lot. As little as I feel like Hackett actually does in the story, he's more there just for talking. I actually don't remember if you ever see Hackett physically. I think it's just in like in holoprojectors or whatever. Holograms, yeah, I think that's like the only time you actually see Hackett. You don't get to see him physically, do you? I can't remember. But I am gonna give Hackett maybe an A tier. This feels very favoritism like because you know, like Hackett doesn't. He's really cool. Okay, I'm gonna give him an A tier for now. I might rethink this. Oh my god, I forgot her name. But the female Krogan. I'm gonna be real with you, man. She was cool. She was actually really cool. It was cool to see a female Krogan, first off. She's also pretty badass, and she's actually a really chill person. Um, I liked her a lot. She definitely gave a new perspective on Krogans because of the fact that she was a female, the only female that we like ever see in the series, and I love her for that. Um, she kind of also gives like a softer side to Rex. I feel like because throughout all of Rex from Mass Effect 1, he's kind of just coming off as like this like grumpy mercenary that just wants to kill things, and then as you get to the Vermont mission, you kind of figure out his whole motive of curing the genophage or saving his people, and then now you see this woman who he wants to protect and procreate with, and she's kind of like a huge, I don't want to say plot device, but she's important to the story to really get to Rex's good side. If you're not already on Rex's good side, I'm gonna give her a B, and the only reason why is just because she's not there for long. She's literally kind of just there for like that Tachanka bit. Yeah. Yeah. I'll give her that. Now, Bailey. Bailey is pretty good. He's another cool guy, cool cop, you know what I'm saying? He's chill. I do like him a lot. My thing is it's kind of funny, it's sad. This is on me, but when I played Mass Effect 1, I kind of breezed through it. So I didn't even know who Bailey was in Mass Effect 1, but apparently I should have seen him, and I'm sure that I have seen him, but I didn't remember him from Mass Effect 1. When I played Mass Effect 2, they brought him up, and I was like, I don't know who this guy is. Sorry, man. Then, Mass Effect 3 came around, I was like, oh yeah, I remember Bailey from Mass Effect 2. So that's kind of on me, but Bailey, he's pretty cool. He shines the most, I feel like, during the attack on the Citadel, where Cerberus is invading, and trying to kill the Salarian Dalatrus? Was that what it was? No, it wasn't the Dalatrus. The Salarian council member. Yeah. But that's where he shines the most. I will give him, man, this is hard, dude. I will give him a B tier as I'll give him a B tier. Yeah, he's pretty chill. He's clean. He's clean, bro. He also helps you out in the Thane mission. I forgot about that. During the Thane loyalty mission, he helps you out. All right, next person. Next person. Man, when I tell you, when I went and looked at all those like breakdowns of the story of Mass Effect 3 and just all the people talking about how they felt about Mass Effect 3, this dude came up so many times. Anytime somebody mentioned this dude, almost forgot his name, bro. Kai Ling. Yeah. Anytime anybody mentions Kai Ling, it is just the most negative opinion on him. And I could not agree more. Let me tell you why, okay? First off, he's already going in F tier. Usually, if you have a good villain, they'll never get F tier. You can always have somebody say, oh yeah, I absolutely hate this character. I absolutely hate Darth Sidious or Thanos for what he did. But people are still going to say, oh, but you know what? He was my favorite villain ever. I can't say that about this dude. Like, he doesn't do anything really important now that I think about it. He's kind of just there to fight you, and specifically you. There hasn't been a moment where he's like, oh my god, help, Kai Ling's like doing this, or Kai Ling's attacking. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kai Ling's just like kind of like his own force. But I kind of feel like in a way, he's kind of just like he's kind of just a way for the Elusive Man to fight you without the Elusive Man fighting you, like physically. He sends Kai Ling to kind of be like that kind of like mini boss fight. The thing with Kai Ling too is like, I don't know, man. He gives off really weird vibes. Like he gives off Nemesis vibes. Like he's supposed to be like my equal, but like anytime I fight Kai Ling, I kind of just tear through him. I don't know if that's like a game issue or if I've just been grinding the game so much I'm just that much more powerful than the current level. But Kai Ling, honestly, I don't like him. I was very happy to have clipped him That was one of the one times where I was like, yes, please give me the renegade choice. And they gave me the renegade choice. I was like, bet. Kai Ling, he's not it, bro. There's so many good villains in the Mass Effect series. Kai Ling is not one of them. And it's crazy that I forgot his name. Next up on the list is XO Presley. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. This is sucky, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I should say this beforehand. A lot of Mass Effect 1 only characters are probably gonna get below B tier. And that's just because, again, I breezed through Mass Effect 1. Because I didn't think I had to do like any side missions or anything. I just kind of got straight through it. That's on me. That is completely on me. I'm gonna be real with you though. I don't remember anything about Presley. Like, he got one scene in Mass Effect 2, and that was when the Normandy blew up. So besides that, he was just kind of there on the deck of Mass Effect 1's Normandy, and he didn't really do much. Like, I don't think he ever like kind of just talks to you. You have to talk to him first for him to say anything. Like, the only way that I remember Presley just because of his like kind of bald head that he has going on. I'm not giving him D tier. Right. Well, dang, that's actually a tough choice. If I give him a D tier, it's not because I hate him. It's just because I don't remember much about him. And I'm not going to put him here because that's disrespectful. I remember who Presley is. But, this is a tough one. We're going to give him C because I feel nice. Who's next? Oh my goodness. Well, hey man, I'll tell you right now. First S tier. First S tier character. And we can go real deep into why he's an S tier character. So when you first meet Warden, right? You meet him on Omega. First off, Omega. The Detroit of space. I remember when I first went to Omega, I was like, is this seriously where they expect me to recruit someone at? That place did not look like a planet or a station, bro. It looked like... You know what Nowhere looks like from, like, Guardians of the Galaxy? But it's called, like, Nowhere. It's like a giant, like, celestial skull or whatever. That's the same vibes that this place gave off. It didn't feel comfy. So I went here. They're like, oh, yeah, you got to get this scientist Morton Soul. So I was like, okay, bet. I get here. This dude Morton's talking all gibberish and stuff. But, we have to go save his assistant. We save his assistant. He instantly shows why people are afraid of him. Because they're even saying that, like, Morton was, like, hanging bodies as, like, a warning to raiders. But, his assistant's like, oh, yeah, they decided to spare the Batarians that were trying to kill me. Morton's just like, bro, me personally, I would have killed him. And just, gone on ahead with my work. And it really shows how detached Morton is from morality, honestly. But at the same time, he obviously does a lot of his work for the safety of others. Even the genophage, we get a more in-depth explanation of it in Mass Effect 3 and even Morton's loyalty mission of how it wasn't made to just, completely sterilize and wipe out Krogans. It was basically to help them from, overpopulating and just, kind of waging war and basically letting the Krogans be able to shine in their own light rather than be seen as a threat. And I love that. Eventually, though, he kind of realizes that his use of the genophage was a mistake as he sees all the dead female Krogans in the laboratory that Malin was experimenting on. Eventually, we do end up... Well, I end up saving the data that Malin left behind as I let Malin go. Morton was conflicted. He let him go. And that was kind of it. I remember I did get Morton killed in Mass Effect 2, and I was just like not about to tolerate it. So I just reloaded, and then unfortunately Zaid had to bite the bullet because I didn't want to just cheat kind of and just have a perfect team. So I had to sacrifice Zaid for Morton's life. But it was worth it. I can't imagine how different the game would have been if Morton did die in Mass Effect 2. And I had to replace it with a different Salarian in Mass Effect 3. But you end up finding out in Mass Effect 3 that Morton is Rex's inside man on oh my god, what's the Salarian place? Man, I forgot the place for the Salarians, but he's the inside man on the female Krogan. He leaked the footage to Rex to show that Salarians were hiding the female Krogans and were, keeping them. Um, so yeah, Warden helps you break out everybody during the Cerberus attacks and protects the female Krogan. Eventually, he's even experimenting to make sure he can try to reverse engineer the genophage to eventually cure all the Krogans, so that way they can go ahead and have their own free life to basically procreate as much as they want and not be at a disadvantage when it comes to numbers in the universe. And I love that. And what's even better is the fact that he actually sacrifices himself, not just to undo his work, but also so that way Krogans can have this proper life without feeling I don't know, oppressed. Because yeah, Krogans have just been going through it, and it really it is really sad, and it makes you sympathize with Krogans more. And I'm happy that Morden did have that change of heart, and that's why I do think he deserves to be at S tier. Um, he was just a really cool character. On like seriously, like I never brought him with me on missions in Mass Effect 2. That's just because his skill set wasn't really so much combat oriented. Like yeah, he had like the cryo ability. That's all I can really remember from him though. There are just so many better crewmates to bring with me or squad mates to bring with me. So I never got to really bring him along in Mass Effect 2. But when I was able to talk to him on the ships and stuff, it was just awesome. He has that whole talk with you for whoever it is you romance. Like, I remember I romanced Jack in Mass Effect 2 when he was telling me something about, I don't know, taking some kind of medication just in case, or like how people with biotics can be kind of crazy. Something like that. And I thought it was kind of funny. I was like, dang, bro, you're really like in my business like that. But I get it, doctor of the ship. He's got to kind of look after everybody's health. But I love that. Morden he was just such a good character, and I loved him so much. Even the way he talked was awesome, and that's just why I think he deserves to be at S tier. It's crazy that he's the first one. Now then, this is quite a list. Oh my god, I didn't even realize who else was here. We're gonna start off with all right, hear me out. The only reason she's iconic to me is because of Manslayer's Gamer Poop Mass Effect. That's the only reason. I'm not gonna lie to you. That one bit that she had is all that I'm really remembering her for. When she was on my ship, she didn't do anything for me. Matter of fact, she was causing more trouble than she was solving it. Like, she was getting in an argument with one of my crewmates, with just some random guy, about how she was making a story about like a colony getting attacked sound goofy or something like that. I was just like, lady, like, you're kind of bugging. Like, I'm surprised I didn't kick her off the ship. I really should just load up Mass Effect 3 again and just kick her off just to do it anyways. But I know she's supposed to be based off a real person. I ain't gonna lie, girl, they did you dirty. Because, like, honestly, your character, pretty dang trash. Pretty trash. I don't even remember your name either. Yeah, she's on. I'm not gonna lie to you. She's definitely like, she's like here, but only because she's not annoying, like Kai Ling is. But she doesn't do much, bro. She's not important like at all. So I'm gonna let her stay there. We're gonna move on to our next person. I forgot her name, but I know who she is. This is the reporter that I punched in Mass Effect 3, who was always like kind of verbally attacking me in all the Mass Effect games. Now you see here, this is a villain, all right? Because she's not boring. She's not bland. She's not in it for just one game out of the whole series of 3 games. You know what I'm saying? And she actually has, a reason for why she does what she does. She is going to go to C tier, unlike Mr. Kai Lame here. I definitely ended up punching her in Mass Effect 3. Don't regret it. But it's kind of cool how like they do eventually resolve the conflict in Mass Effect 3 with Shepard talking to her about, like, I get why you're mad, but I'm trying to do my thing to save humanity. Maybe you can actually tell the truth and stuff like that. He's like she's like the J. Jonah Jameson if Shepard was Spider-Man, to say the least. But yeah, I actually do enjoy her character. She's only at C tier because again, she's not really. Well, I mean, she is kind of big in the story, but you know, she's kind of just a reporter. That's it. So, move on to our next person, which is. I know who you are. My pilot. My pilot. Oh my god, I'm forgetting his name. Oh my god, I'm forgetting his name. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. It's gonna pop in. It's gonna pop in. I'm gonna put him though at C tier, and oh my god, oh my god, I'm gonna hate myself. I have to look it up. I have to look it up. Oh my god, I forgot his name. What was he even? What was he even driving? I can't remember what it was. Not the Nomad. Pilot, Mass Effect 3. That's what I'm gonna look up. Is it, oh, Cortez, Steve Cortez. There we go. Thank you, Google. I thought I was gonna bring up Joker's name. I was like, relax now. So, Steve is actually a pretty likable character. I do like him. I'm aware that he's a gay romance for Shepard. Should you choose to make Shepard gay? I never did do that though, but he was still like a likable character. Although like. Somebody's shooting fire, bro. It's like it's June 29th. Why are you shooting fireworks right now? Doesn't matter. He I get that he's one of the romances. Him and Trainer are kind of the romance if you choose to go for like a gay same sex romance in Mass Effect. Only thing is with Steve is that Trainer is like super funny and stuff. Steve, he's more of like kind of just like a sweet person, you know, like a huge sweetheart and all that. And like I do appreciate it because he's not hateable. I don't hate him in any way. He's not disliked in any way. He's just kind of there, being chill. He also drives you around a lot. And he is actually really important to the story as far as driving you around, doing like side missions and main missions and all that stuff, priority missions and all that. He also has a pretty good dynamic with James, which is why I'm not sure. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put him. You can Presley, please. I'm gonna put him above Presley like that. I mean, I'll redo this all again, like I said, but I would put him at B tier if I felt that he had more content. And I love how I'm seeing him here and him here. I'm not gonna lie to you, they should both be in the same spot. I feel like, but then again, I mean, he's only been here for one game, so is she. We'll keep it as is, I guess. Oh my goodness, the GOAT himself, Sarin. Now this here. This one's a tough one. This one's tough. This one's tough. I'm putting S tier. Alright, so we have none other than Sarin, the big bad, but also the henchman of Mass Effect 1. Sarin is basically, in my opinion, what Ling should have been. Like, Sarin was actually your equal, because he was... Oh, my bad. Let me put this in full screen real quick. Because... Wait, what did I just do? Is this in full screen? No, it's not. Okay. Because Sarin was actually an equal. He was a Spectre, just like how Shepard eventually became a Spectre. You know, he had all these abilities. He led a whole army of, like, Geth. He was under the control of course, not Sovereign. What was the name of him? Was it Sovereign? It was Sovereign, yeah. Sovereign's the name of the Reaper who controlled him, who indoctrinated him. But Sarin, what I love about Sarin is that you end up finding out eventually towards the end, as you're doing like the Paragon or Renegade choices, that he actually is not evil. What he thinks he's doing is for the better of the universe. Like, he thinks that he's actually trying to save all life, all living beings. Unfortunately, he doesn't realize that he's been indoctrinated, so he's doing all this stuff that would not be justified. Like killing countless people, forcing Liara's mother to be indoctrinated, and then serving him. controlling a bunch of Geth who were, I guess the Geth kind of just served not Leviathan, Sovereign, so technically they weren't really serving Saren, but still, there's just a lot that he did. He also killed, what was his name, Nihilus? The first, was he a Spectre? Yeah, he was a Spectre, right? Nihilus, I think, was a Spectre. He was like the first person you meet, though. First alien, first Turian that you meet. And Saren just kind of kills him. His conclusion was actually kind of sad as well, because you can either, I believe you can actually like just straight up fight him and then kill him, or if you're doing Renegade or Paragon, right? The good choices, you can basically get him to kill himself. and then Sovereign takes over his body and mutates it, and then you have to fight that. Saren, though, he was definitely a good character. Loved everything about him. It actually felt good to fight him at times, and it felt good to have a beef with him, unlike Kai Lang. I think he definitely does deserve to be S tier, because he is kind of the most prominent villain that you do face, besides the other Reaper that you fight in Mass Effect 2. It only gets mentioned like once in Mass Effect 3. I'm gonna find his name again, but you know who I'm talking about. Now, moving on, we have another one of our villains, another one of the rogues gallery, the Elusive Man. Now, oh shit, I can't. Okay, well, okay. Let me put him here first, just to talk about him. Just talk about him, and maybe we'll see if he moves or not. So the Elusive Man he was actually pretty cool in Mass Effect 2. I liked him a lot. He was really cool. He came off all like edgy and like, oh, you know, there's nothing you'll really learn about me. You don't even know where I am. Anytime you want to meet with me, it's gonna be through a projector, through a hologram, and that's it. Even in our like own Cerberus base, when I revived you, you're not gonna be able to meet me. And I'm just like, okay, man. So clearly, you're gonna be a bad guy at some point. I really shouldn't trust you, and I was right too. I do like how he I don't know, he remained to be on your side throughout all of Mass Effect 2. And it wasn't until like kind of early on in Mass Effect 3 that you were like, okay, yeah, well, now Cerberus is for sure enemies of you guys. Now, obviously, he was kind of like a bad conscience for Shepard. He obviously had his own like personal selfish motives for, you know, doing what he does. For the most part, he was supposed to be just kind of like that human-only, human's wrath character, like the personification of humanity's wrath against all other aliens who have basically just belittled them and treated them like they were nothing. I mean, honestly, it makes sense why he would recruit Shepard, being the fact that Shepard was the first human Spectre. I really do like his character a lot in Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 3, my only thing is I feel like we don't see enough of the Elusive Man. And Cerberus in general. I mean, like, for the most part, it's mainly just fighting Reapers, going around recruiting people, helping out in their issues. But, like, when it comes to Cerberus, like, they're kind of just sent randomly. And then sometimes they're sent with, I don't know, like, it's weird. Like, Cerberus is fine. I don't hate how they did Cerberus, but I just wish Cerberus was done a little bit better. Especially towards the end with the Elusive Man. He's a good villain. I think he is a good villain. It's just, I don't know, something about him I don't know, man. It feels kind of weird for him to just go straight into doing Reaper tech and all that stuff and just getting infected with all that and being indoctrinated. I don't feel like that's how he should have gone out. It just, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like he should have relied strictly on humanity stuff. Or at least use Reaper weapons. Like, I don't know why he would infest himself with Reaper tech. It's alien tech, you know what I'm saying? I can't imagine a human-only or a human pro-humanity person to use alien technology to their advantage. But I get it, you know, Cerberus was losing the war and all that stuff against the Alliance and all of other alien species, so I guess I kind of see why. But we're gonna leave him at B, honestly. I think we're gonna leave him at B. But now I'm seeing that Hackett's here, and now I'm having second guesses because I don't know why I have Hackett here and then the Elusive Man at B. We're gonna put the Elusive Man at B, at A tier. Yeah, I don't know, something about having Hackett, who has like no physical appearance at all, into the A tier alone is kind of weird to me. Next up, the hell is this? This is one of those like dogs on Tachanka. Why? Why is this here? Does this one have a name? This is the one on Mass Effect 2, I think. There's like a one of these things you can pet with like a Krogan. I don't know, bro. I mean, it doesn't have any real effect on the story, does it? Like, I'm gonna I don't know. Sure, let's let's put him at A tier. Let's put him at A tier. I don't know why this is here, but okay. um oh my god, I forgot her name. But this is the woman who kind of asks for your help or tries to warn you about being under attack by some random individuals during the Citadel DLC. Turns out the whole time it was her working with your clone. Speaking of which, is this actually my clone, or is this... The hell is this? Is this supposed to be Shepard? And is this supposed to be Shepard clone? Alright, whatever. Whatever. I haven't looked at anybody else, so we'll keep it trucking. So the thing is with her, right? I kind of disliked her throughout the story. Like, I really didn't care for her at all. She wasn't a crazy good villain, but at the same time, the Citadel DLC was kind of... It felt like it was supposed to be kind of goofy. Like, just like a little mini movie. So I don't want to hate on her too much. She's not getting F tier, because she was still, you know, a goofy villain. Her motives were kind of iffy, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Something about the hate for Shepard is kind of weird. I want to give her, like, B tier, but honestly, I'm just going to give her a C tier. Or no, you know what? We're going to give her a D tier. Give her a D tier because... I don't know, man. I mean, she's only in that DLC of one game. And she's pretending to be one person for like 75% of the DLC. And she reveals her true self for the last 25% of it. Next we have... This is called the Star Child, right? This is that jit that had me kill myself. The Star Child, like... Am I right? Was I right in assuming that like Shepard was hallucinating that kid in the beginning of Earth in Mass Effect 3? Because I'm pretty sure the kid takes on that... The Star Child takes on that kid's like figure. But I'm gonna be real with you, like... I don't know, like, it's just kind of like an AI, which was created by what, the Reapers, right? No. Well, not the Reapers, but like the Leviathan and whatnot. Because they created the Citadel. Yes? Am I right about that? I can't remember. Star Child, I'm not gonna lie to you though, is not really a character. The whole point of the Star Child is just to give like a little bit of an explanation on the choices that you're about to make in the ending of Mass Effect 3. Like, other than that, they literally have no real effect on the game, which is why I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah. Yeah, because, like, that's it. They're just there just to explain, here's what happens if you choose to shoot the thing. You get the destroy ending. If you choose to touch those electric wires, you get the control ending. And if you choose to just jump off the edge, you'll get the synthesis ending. And, like, it's like, go ahead and choose your choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. So... Star Child, you don't really get that far on the list, buddy. Sorry. My son. My S-O-N. My son, my child. Good old Grunt. I remember when I did first meet Grunt in Mass Effect 2, I was like, bro, are you serious? Is this supposed to be my Rex replacement? Like, I was not happy about that at all, that they just gave me this guy and not Rex. So I was very kind of against him, but as I got to learn and figure him out and, like, just get to know him, Grunt became one of my favorite characters in Mass Effect 2. I actually, as well, if you haven't seen my playthrough, I know I said that Warden died during the collector base attack. Grunt Grunt was also one of my teammates to die because I sent him to lead the group. So he died, and his shields failed him, he died and all that. And that was actually the one person mainly that caused me to replay that part, because I didn't want Grunt to die, because I became that attached to him in Mass Effect 2. Grunt honestly is awesome. Loved him in Mass Effect 3, even though he only plays a short bit, being like one of the leaders in Rex's strike teams. It's cool to see him come around though, from being just kind of like a nobody in the Urdnot clan to being a leader of one of their squads. I love that. I love his personality. I love just how he forms as a character. As he's tank bred, so he doesn't know his place in the galaxy, but because he eventually meets Rex and all the other Krogans on Tuchanka, he eventually figures out who he wants to be, how he wants things to go in life and all of whatnot, and I really like that as a character developing thing. So I think Grunt deserves to be an A tier. Not S tier, but A tier. Not B tier, but A tier. Next up we have Samara. So with Samara, Samara is very much a stoic character, and what I mean by that is she doesn't have any, like, I don't know how to say it, any charisma. She's not funny. She's not, I don't want to say she's not interesting, because she is kind of interesting, especially the whole thing with her daughters being, what are they called? Aryakshi? Like, basically, like, killer succubi, you know what I'm saying? I do think that's pretty interesting for her character. Yeah, I kind of wish that she had more comedy going her way, but I kind of understand why they wouldn't do it, especially in the Citadel DLC. She's not a lick bit of, like, comedic. She's still true to her character, and I do like that. I said it in my one ranking in Mass Effect 2, but I do like that she's not a romanceable squad mate, because it makes sense for a character not to be. If she was, it would feel kind of weird for her to be who she is, you know what I'm saying? I don't really know what to rate her, seriously. I mean, this is a tough one, because I really did rank her kind of high, like in the top half of my squad. Samara, I will just give her, like, it feels like I gotta give her a C tier. Like, I don't want to give her a C tier, but, like, she doesn't do much, I mean, she does do much, but, like, character wise, she's not that iconic. She's the Asari of the group, because Liara's not available. That's kind of what her role is in Mass Effect 2. I don't know, man. We'll keep her at C. Next up, we have Legion, another one of my favorite characters. Legion, very much, I don't know if I want to say he has a character arc, because his character has always been there. It's just more so that his character has not had a chance to really express itself. You meet Legion towards the literal, like, the back end of Mass Effect 2. And unfortunately, you can't even do much interacting with him or doing any missions with him, because if you do, you end up risking, like, every one of your crewmates that have been captured by the collectors. And it's a really weird thing that they decided to do, because it's like, and once he's in Mass Effect 3, which, by the way, you don't even get to Legion in Mass Effect 3 until, like, the later half of Mass Effect 3. So that's even less time that you really get to spend with Legion. And I hate that, because he's a really cool character. Especially when you're, like, getting to know his story with, like, the whole Geth and Quarian War, and how the creators created Geth for, like, just doing regular services, but then they kind of gained sentience. They wanted equality and all that, and then, like, the Quarians kind of shut them down very much violently. Any Geth who were just doing non-violent, not even really protests, but just not, really cooperating, were basically killed and dismantled and whatnot, and it was kind of sad. Legion hints that he was, like, one of the first Geth to actually pick up a weapon, that same rifle that he has in his hand. That was one of the first ones he picked up to kind of revolt against the Quarians. And I don't know, man. He obviously has a really huge role in general, just around the whole arc between Quarians and Geth. It really is a shame that you don't get that much time with him, though. Seriously, I hate that. His ending, it was very, very symbolic. I don't want to say symbolic, but like, I don't know. I liked his ending because even though, yeah, I was really mad that he died, I like the fact that he eventually gained his own freedom. You know, he was like, when Tally's like, like the answer to your question is yes, this unit does have a soul. He was like, I know that, Tally, thank you. Then he died. And it was really sad that he just now gained that the second that he was basically having to sacrifice himself. And he did that for the freedom of all Geth, and I like that. I'm gonna put him, I really do want to put him at S tier. And I really love Legion. But because of how little they give you to work with for his character, I'm just gonna keep him in A tier, but like at the front. I think that's a pretty solid fit. He deserves to be A to S tier, nowhere below, in my opinion. Next up is Kasumi, and next to her is this guy. So with Kasumi, right? She is apparently a DLC character in Mass Effect 2. Her and Zed. Now, unfortunately, unlike most characters in Mass Effect 2, at least squad mates, you cannot really interact with Kasumi because unfortunately she just says like one line and that's it. Like she'll literally, once you've done her loyalty mission, she'll kind of just comment about like one thing and then she'll kind of just repeat the same thing like every 5 interactions and that's it. Like you don't get to get like a little like animation of you walking up to her and having like that whole conversation with her. No, it's just like she's sitting down, you're talking to her, here's a line of dialogue. Talk to her again, here's a line of dialogue. Like that's kind of it. Like I did like using her in my team because her abilities were pretty dang cool. Especially that one where like she teleports and like kind of like insta kills most enemies. I love that. Mass Effect 3, she doesn't have that much of a huge impact either. She's kind of helping you out with like a Hanar diplomat, if I remember. She's helping you out with that, and that's kind of it though. Tran just disappears. Admittedly, she doesn't want to be a part of the war again because she has kind of like a little bit of PTSD from just doing that final mission, and I completely understand that. Which is why I'm going to put Kasumi. She's kind of fun in the Citadel DLC. Like the party stuff. I'm going to put her though at, I'm going to put her at C tier just to be safe because I can't put everybody at A tier. We're going to put her at C tier, and then... So next up, as you can see, is the absolute king himself, James. Now... Oh! No way. Oh my god, I thought it just reset everything. Holy moly, I was about to lose it. That would have been really weird. Yeah, but next up we have the good old king himself, James... absolute legend of Mass Effect 2 and fantastic cameo mission in Mass Effect 3, I have to say. James is everything that Shepard wished he could do. He's an expert sharpshooter, amazing with biotics, I have to say. Literally one of the best characters with biotics. Literally someone like Liara does not hold a candle to this dude. He just has a really good voice. I've been told by many that he is an amazing femshep romance, so that's also something going for him, which is why I think I don't even have to say much more when I put this dude straight to F tier. When I tell you James was one of the most useless characters in Mass Effect 2, bro. I used him for literally just the first mission with Miranda, and then all the way up until I unlocked my first, like, second crewmate, which actually I think was Zed, speaking of which. Yeah, as soon as I got Zed, I'm pretty sure I kind of just dumped away Jacob. Yeah, his loyalty mission was kind of cool, being on this planet, fighting, not really fighting his dad, but, doing what we did. That was something, of course, but, like, he's a really bad character for so many reasons. Yes, I have heard that he cheats on you if you're playing FemShep and you romance him. Why would they do that? I remember one of the first things I saw when I met him, I was like, oh my god, it's a black dude as a squad mate. But then you guys had him cheat, and I'm like, bro, like, why would you do that, bro? Like, what kind of stereotype are you setting? And then in Mass Effect 3, like, he's kind of just boring, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, he felt to me in Mass Effect 2 like he was supposed to be, like, Kaiden's replacement. And the funny thing is, even in Mass Effect 1, I hardly used Kaiden. Again, I hardly used him. Yeah, I chose him as the Vermeer survivor. But I hardly used him because I was so busy using someone like Rex and Liara and Garrus, sometimes Tally. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just so many better people to choose. And, like, Jacob is no different. Because, like, his abilities are kind of basic. He's just kind of like a generic soldier, and that's it. Like, why would you choose Jacob when you have, like, a Krogan, an Asari. Oh my god, I forgot what they call Samara, but you have her. You have an actual, like, Geth. You unlock a Geth. I mean, of course, yeah, he's towards later in the end of, like, the game, but, like, still, you have, like, so many other people who are just better than Jacob, and I feel like he's just kind of there to add diversity. Like, I don't know what they were thinking with this character. Why didn't they just make him better? I don't get it. Like, I don't understand why they chose for him to go out this way. But he just doesn't. He's not good. He's really bad, actually. We'll just move on, man. Next up on the list is Edie. Now, I got a lot of flack for this because when I was doing my thing on TikTok, I rated Edie top 3 squad mates, and my second was Garrus, and then my first was Liara. Everybody was livid that I didn't choose Tally in my top 3. And let me tell you why, okay? Let me tell you why, real quick. Let me just sip my coffee. We have known Edie since the second Mass Effect game, okay? Now, I know we've known Tally since the third. Here's the thing, right? For some reason, whenever they decide to introduce Tally in the Mass Effect series, I'm talking about 2 and 3, and they want her to be a companion, or not a companion, but like a member of your squad, they don't do it until like 75% of the game, and I hate it, because it's like, yeah, I want to like Tally as much as everybody else likes her, but I don't have the time to like her, because the game doesn't introduce her to me. Like, yeah, you meet Tally. Tally's like one of the first, like, returning characters you meet in Mass Effect 2. But you meet her for, like, a small bit, then she kind of just dips off to do her own thing with all the other Quarians. Now, with Edie, right? We meet Edie towards the beginning of Mass Effect 2. She's just an AI core that's put into the Normandy. And right off the bat, Joker, he's not fond of it at all. He does not agree with the fact that Edie is just on the ship. And what it does is it sparks this kind of miniature conflict between the both of them as of who's really in charge of the ship, since technically Edie is now the ship and Joker, is the pilot. It sparks this whole little, like, conflict between them. However, there's a lot of moments in which Edie shows, I don't want to say humanity, but she shows that she's more than just an AI, and that she's just like a robot. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of robot, she's not even a robot until Mass Effect 3. She's just an AI. She basically is the ship. The ship is her body. So in a way, Edie is the Normandy, which is why she gets bumped up that much more. A lot of the things that you do in Mass Effect 2, you couldn't have done without Edie. Like that whole bit where it's just Joker on the ship and like half the crew is getting taken away by collectors. Yeah, a lot of that Joker would not have survived were it not for Edie. You know what I'm saying? The fact that they do eventually end up having like this strong bond with each other, that eventually, should you choose, turns romantic. It's actually pretty sweet, and I love it. Um, I love that Edie tries to come to terms with being sentient. In Mass Effect 3, she asks Shepard all these questions about what it means to be in love or what it means to make these kinds of morally correct choices. And, you know, she's struggling with it, but eventually she does kind of get a grasp on it. And, you know, when she's with Joker, she's able to kind of get that help from him as well, while also helping him. And I love that. She also has comedy to her. Like, a lot of times she'll make these kind of, like, almost scary, like, robots taking over the world jokes, and then she's like, that was a joke. And I find it funny. Because that's, like, probably the only way that an AI can make a joke. You know what I'm saying? I will actually give Edie an A. Because I really do like her character development. Because I guess it is developing the character. She goes from just a core to an AI inside of a robot's body to eventually kind of being the closest she can be to like a real human being. Next up is Dr. Chakwas. I believe this is Dr. Chakwas, right? I don't know who this is. I actually have no idea who this is. This is not Chakwas. This is Dr. Chakwas. Dr. Chakwas, awesome character. She is in a way, the way that I see it, she's like the mother of the crew of the Normandy. She's there throughout all 3 games, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. I know that you can choose not to take her with... Actually, no, I think that's who this woman is. You can choose to not take Chakwas with you, and I think this woman here replaces her, but I obviously didn't do that. I don't know why you would do that. I don't know why you would do that at all. But yeah, Chakwas has been there since the very beginning. She is like a mother figure to the Normandy crew, like I said. She is always kind of there to help out anybody in the crew. Medically, of course. But she's always kind of been there by Shepard's side, making sure that he's alright, making sure everybody in the Normandy is also okay. She's never really had a bad moment. I remember the time that we shared a drink with each other. I think we did like 2 times. But it was a really cool moment to share with somebody, and I loved that. I don't really know what else to say about her, but she's definitely one of the GOATs. And I'm going to put her at... Honestly, I think I could put her at A tier. Yeah, I'd say I could put her at A tier. Senator Udina. This character... I think they ruined this character. I'm not going to lie to you. And if you went back to my playthrough, when I was playing through the Citadel DLC... Not Citadel DLC, but the Citadel attack... when they initially told me that Udina had betrayed everybody and that he was contacting someone from the outside, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm sure the guy who's like super suspicious and always kind of an a-hole is definitely going to be the traitor. Like the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, it's going to be like the Solarian senator instead, or Solarian counselor instead, and like Udina's actually a good guy. But no. Turns out Udina was actually like working with Cerberus, which I just thought was weird. I didn't like that they tried to pull that as like a twist. Actually, didn't even feel like a twist. I feel like they were just like, yeah, you know, that's obviously what Udina's gonna do. Like, I don't think Udina would ever work with Cerberus. I get it. Yeah, Udina wants to help out humanity, and obviously, I think his motives would be justified were it not for him like working with Cerberus trying to get people killed. You know what I'm saying? Udina literally, like, his whole focus is just to make sure that humanity is able to stand up there with all the other races, with the Asari, the Turians, the Solarians, because honestly, even when he was senator, they still didn't give him any respect to anybody who was human. Shepard, Anderson, or Udina. And, like, that's what he was mainly fighting for. So for him to just kind of throw all that away and just work with Cerberus, I thought was really weird for his character. Like, I know just, like, a lot of people hated Udina. I disliked him, too, but I thought he was coming around in Mass Effect 3, and that's why I was like, oh, you know what? I actually like you now. So I don't know, man. Like, it felt really weird, writing-wise, for him to just betray me like that. I'm gonna give him... Like, if that twist didn't happen, I probably would have given him, like, a C tier or a B tier. I'm going to give him a D tier just because his character went out sad. I don't like how they did his character. I really don't. But they did him like that, and I can't forgive them for that. I can't. I can't. Um. Hi, all. Hey. Figured I'd go ahead and cut this video in half, so that way, you know, everybody gets a quick little breather from all of the editing and all the tearing and whatnot. And by everybody, I mean me. I'm literally just editing this video as I go ahead and put this video into the video, because I figured I'm not gonna make this a 2 hour long video. I might as well just make it 1 hour each, because I do ramble a lot and I don't need people to listen to me ramble for a whole 2 hours or just have to skip through. So yeah, this is it for this part. Next part will be out in maybe, I'd say, a couple of days, and then yeah, feel free to argue it up in the comment section if you disagree with any of my bits. Also comment that. I know I'm gonna hate saying that I am going to allow it, but you know what, man, it's America, man. It's freedom of speech. I can't tell you not to. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little change from my normal content, and yeah, see you guys in the next tier list video.